Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Old Trafford, where footballing legends are made, talent is overpaid, and player sales are handled like a yard sale nobody wants to shop at. Manchester United used to be a club where players became global superstars. Now, it's the place where players come to tank their value before leaving for free or on a loan deal, so complicated even lawyers need a calculator to figure it out. Cristiano Ronaldo? Free transfer. Pogba? Free transfer. Lingard? Free transfer. De Gea? Free transfer. Rashford, Antony, Sancho, loan. Folks, that's not a coincidence. It's a pattern. A pattern that screams, please just take them off our hands. But why? Why do top clubs avoid buying Manchester United players like they avoid defending against peak Messi? Well, today, we break it all down. These are the 5 reasons top clubs don't want to buy United players. 1. The United curse. Do they even know how to scout? First off, let's talk about United's stellar scouting record. Remember when Jadon Sancho was tearing it up at Dortmund? United spent £73 million on him, only for him to turn into a £3 per hour Sunday League winger at Old Trafford. Then they loaned him back to Dortmund, and suddenly, he's playing like he never left. Coincidence? I think not. So the question is, does United's scouting department just not know what they're doing, or does the club itself drain talent faster than Chelsea drains their bank account? Buying a United player is like buying a used car with a dodgy engine. You have no idea if it's fixable or if it's going to break down on the highway. Sure, it looked shiny in the showroom, or in Sancho's case, in the Bundesliga, but the moment you drive it off the lot, the check engine light comes on, and now you're stuck hoping your warranty covers emotional damage. Most top clubs take raw talent and turn them into world-class stars. United? They somehow manage to turn gold into scrap metal. It's like they have the reverse Midas touch. Every player they sign starts depreciating like a new iPhone after a software update. Sancho was untouchable at Dortmund. Then he moved to United and immediately forgot how to dribble. Like, did the club confiscate his talent at customs? And now that he's back at Dortmund, he's cooking again. It's like he left his powers in Germany, and the moment he stepped back in, they reactivated. Maybe United's training ground is built on some kind of talent-draining vortex. Scientists should investigate. Whenever a United signing flops, the debate always comes up. Was the player overhyped, or did United just ruin them? It's like getting a phone that doesn't work and not knowing if it's defective or if you just forgot to charge it. The risk of not knowing keeps other clubs from taking the gamble. If you're a footballer, going to United is like volunteering for an experiment. Will your career survive? Will you adapt to the chaos? Or will you just fade into oblivion like Donny van de Beek, who basically became a ghost at Old Trafford? Scientists should be studying this phenomenon. United sign players like people buy those mystery boxes online. You think you're getting a PS5, but when it arrives, it's just a pair of used socks and a note saying, "Better luck next time." United's scouting and development system is so bad that instead of a player improving after a transfer, they actually need to leave to get better. It's like a footballing rehab center. We're sending him on loan to recover from playing for us. So, if you're a football club considering signing a United player, you're not just buying a footballer, you're buying an existential crisis. And that is why clubs prefer the try-before-you-buy loan strategy instead of taking a full leap of faith. Because when it comes to United signings, you just never know. 2. The trauma factor. Reprogramming required. Even if a player is talented, there's another issue. Rehabilitation. If you sign a United player, you don't just get a footballer, you get a psychological project. See, when a player spends too long in United's chaotic system, they don't just leave with a transfer fee, they leave with baggage. Just look at Kai Havertz when he moved from a dysfunctional Chelsea to Arsenal. He needed months to deprogram and remember how to play football again. Some managers have the patience for that. Others, not so much. Signing a Manchester United player is like adopting a dog from an abusive home. You have to reintroduce them to the concept of love, structure, and normalcy. It's like, come on, buddy, you can pass the ball forward. No need to panic and send it straight to the opposition. When a player leaves United, they don't just need training sessions. They need therapy, counseling, and possibly a spiritual cleanse to remove the tactical confusion that's been ingrained in them. Okay, Jadon, repeat after me. The ball is my friend. I can dribble again. It's safe to take on defenders. Some managers look at a United player and think, can I fix him, or is this like trying to restore a crashed hard drive with a hammer? Sir, are you interested in signing Rashford? Listen, I'm a football manager, not a therapist. Next. United players spend so long in a system of tactical chaos that they forget how normal football works. You have to unteach them bad habits. Coach. All right, we're going to practice pressing today. Ex-United player. Oh, so you mean running around randomly with no plan? Coach. No, actual pressing. Ex-United player. Wait, you can do that? Some clubs are even considering offering former United players an onboarding therapy package with their contracts. Sign with us and you get a sports psychologist to rewire your brain, a coach who will patiently explain how tactics work, a highlight reel of your pre-United days to remind you that you were once great. Some United players leave the club, but mentally they're still trapped there. It's like footballing Stockholm Syndrome. Coach. You're allowed to make forward passes here, you know? Ex-United player. No, I must pass sideways. It's the only way to survive. So signing a United player isn't just about getting a new footballer. It's about reprogramming years of footballing trauma. And unless a club is willing to put in the work, most of them would rather just sign someone who hasn't been broken by the Old Trafford experience. 3. The wages are ridiculous. Now let's talk about the real reason clubs avoid buying United players. Money. United players don't just get wages, they get gold-plated, caviar-drenched, yacht-buying wages. Case in point, Marcus Rashford. United were so desperate to move him that they finally found a club, Aston Villa. But even then, Villa was like, yeah, we can't actually afford him. So United had to step in and still pay part of his salary. Make it make sense. Sancho? Same story. The clubs that wanted him simply couldn't afford his wages, so he ended up back on loan. United basically handed out loans like a payday lender. Except instead of interest, they just lose more money. It's like United discovered a cheat code in Football Manager that allows them to overpay players for eternity. Other clubs operate within their budgets. United operates like they just found an infinite money glitch and refuse to turn it off. Manager. Sir, we should be careful about giving this player a massive wage increase. United board. Shh. Just throw another £100,000 on his contract and tell him he's the future of the club. Buying a player from United is like trying to buy a used Ferrari. Sure, it looks nice, but the maintenance costs will ruin you. And if you can't afford to keep up, you're stuck with an expensive, flashy asset you can't actually use. Club. We want Rashford. Agent. Okay, his weekly wage is £375,000. Club. Sir, that's more than our entire midfield combined. United players get paid like prime Messi, but play like a Sunday League team struggling to make it past the first round of a local cup competition. Where else do you see players getting £300,000 a week to warm the bench? In what other job do you get a pay raise after doing absolutely nothing? You missed 20 chances this season? Here's a contract extension with a £50,000 raise. Some clubs actually wanted Rashford, but when they saw his wage demands, they just laughed and walked away. Even Aston Villa had to beg United to cover part of his salary, like a kid asking their parents for extra allowance money to afford a toy. Villa. We'll take him, but can you, still pay half his wages? United. Deal. Just please take him. Please. Imagine a player flopping so hard that every club in Europe goes, yeah, we'd love to take him, but not on those wages. That's exactly what happened with Sancho. It's like going to a fancy restaurant, ordering a meal, and when you get the bill, realizing you could have bought an entire cow instead. Sancho's wages are so high that even Borussia Dortmund, the club that made him, had to double-check their bank balance before accepting him back on loan. At this point, United is basically subsidizing world football. They give out massive wages, can't sell players, and then have to pay part of their salary just to get them off their books. United. We need to offload this player. Other club. Cool, but can you cover his wages? United. Fine. Other club. Great, we'll take another one too. It's not that clubs don't want these players. It's that they don't want to break the bank on someone who might not even perform. Clubs are looking at Rashford's wage slip like, yeah, we'll just take him on loan first. And maybe United can still cover half? Or all of it? United's wage system is like one of those buy now, cry later schemes. Clubs take the player, but United keeps paying for them anyway. So, in short, United players aren't unsellable, they're just unaffordable. The only way they'll ever get a proper transfer fee again is if United finally stops paying them like Wall Street CEOs. Until then, get ready for more loan deals, more salary subsidies, and more clubs looking at United and saying, nah, we'll wait for a free transfer. 4. United is desperate, and clubs can smell it. Football is business, and no one does bad business better than Manchester United. United only tries to sell players when it's clear to everyone that they desperately want them gone. And once other clubs smell that desperation, they know they don't have to pay a dime. Rashford, Sancho. All players who were clearly not in United's plans. Clubs knew United would do anything to get rid of them. So why buy when you can just wait and get them for free or on a cheap loan? United's approach to selling players is basically like a store having a clearance sale at the end of the season. But instead of offering buy one, get one free, it's more like, please just take him and we'll pay you. It's like walking into a shop where everything is overpriced, but the moment you show hesitation, the owner starts throwing in free stuff to make you buy something. You don't want Sancho? What if we cover half his wages? No? Okay, how about we pay all his wages and throw in a Marcus Rashford loan absolutely free? Please, just take them. Rashford and Sancho are prime examples of how United's transfer desperation works. Everyone knew Rashford wasn't in Ten Hag's plans, and United wanted him gone, but instead of being firm, they ended up practically begging clubs to take him. Aston Villa literally said, "We'll take him, but can you, keep paying part of his salary?" And United agreed. Sancho? Dortmund didn't have to pay a transfer fee. You remember that? They just casually took him back on loan like a guy borrowing his old PlayStation from an ex-girlfriend. No money down, no commitment, just yeah, we'll see if he still works properly before deciding if we actually want him back. So, when you wonder why United can't sell players for big money, just remember, they've got the worst negotiation skills in football. Other clubs never have to pay full price because United always folds under pressure. And until they fix that, expect more last-minute loan deals, more wage subsidies, and more clubs walking away from the negotiating table laughing. 5. The media and United legends are toxic. And finally, even if a club wants a United player, they have another problem: the media circus. United legends don't just criticize players, they absolutely obliterate them. Every single time a player struggles, Roy Keane is on TV foaming at the mouth. Gary Neville is writing a 10-tweet thread. Rio Ferdinand is shaking his head like a disappointed dad. Now imagine you're a club owner, you see all this drama, the toxicity, the media slander, and then your manager says, "Hey boss, I want to spend 60 million euros on that player who's been publicly destroyed for months." Would you approve that transfer? Exactly. Signing a United player is like dating someone with an ex who still stalks them. It's just not worth the drama. Other clubs look at the media chaos and say, "Yeah, let's just get him on loan first, see if he survives." So in summary, if a player struggles at Chelsea, they get a second chance. If they struggle at Real Madrid, they get a new club with a fresh start. But if they struggle at Manchester United, they get ex-players calling them lazy on live TV for the next 5 years. And that, my friends, is why clubs would rather test United players on loan than commit to a full transfer. Final thoughts. United's never-ending loan system. So there you have it. 5 reasons why top clubs just won't buy United players. They're overpaid. They're underperforming. They require psychological rehab. And if they do anything wrong, Roy Keane will pop out of the shadows to roast them on live TV. At this point, United should just stop calling themselves a football club and rebrand as a football player rental service. Welcome to United Loans FC. Your first 6 months are free, and yes, we'll still pay half your salary. But what do you think? Are United just bad at selling players, or is the problem deeper? Let me know in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for more football satire. Until next time, may your club never sign a player on a United-level contract.